Hey all, it's me. I just wanted to touch base real quick. I know it's been a while since I did a newsletter video. I know I said that I try to do more of these, but life happens. Sometimes you can't really help what's going on. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base real quick, just because obviously, if you've been following any of my social media channels, you know that there's been quite a bit going on. I just released a new book here not too long ago. It's called Dear Dakota, The Letters You Wish You Had. I did try to go for a paid promotion on the trailer I put up on this channel, but it was too shocking. It's like, yeah, it is. Anyway, in regards to my book, if any of you haven't had a chance to get your hands on a copy yet, please do. This is a very important project to me due to some of the sensitive natures behind this book. It also includes an international directory of suicide hotlines. My goal is to try to get as many copies of this out in time for Halloween, because well, let's be honest, every day of my life has been fucking a Halloween. So, some of my stories will be a good fit. For those of you who haven't read it yet, there's a couple things I want to also touch base on real quick. A few have brought to my attention my habits of trying to rush things and making some certain grammar errors throughout the pages. My defense is that it's an artistic choice. This project, it's by design. It's by design. I'm twisting myself here. Got a lot going on. Anyway, this project is by design meant to address certain things that have happened over the course of my life. And it's meant to be kind of like a therapeutic device where I'm writing letters to my younger self. And because you go to write letters just between two relatives, most cases you're not going to be too focused on grammar, and it's meant to kind of reflect the mindset behind what those situations all entailed. And I'm going to be honest, there are details I've shared in these books that I have never shared with anybody else before. Not even my closest family, and not even certain significant others. There's also a section where I talk about my current significant other. So I'm going to say it right now. There's going to be a lot of personal information. I'm putting out everything on my end. There's certain stories I withheld out of respect. There's certain details I withheld out of respect for the other people involved. Simply because it wouldn't be right of me to try to use those details in order to exploit my own progress here. So, that being said, this is a project that I'll likely return to sometime down the road, add more letters, so to speak, because I know that there's going to be quite a few challenges that are still on the way. And I got no choice but to take them on. So if none of the stuff I've done on my channel so far or are about to here soon scare you off, feel free to stick around for those kind of updates. I don't have an exact time frame on that. In regards to this book, I also do have a couple other bits of information. This weekend, I'm going to be doing a free ebook giveaway. I'm going to be giving away digital copies of this book. If you have to where all you'll need is an Amazon account and some way to read Kindle books, whether it's an app on your phone or you go through the cloud reader that's available through most computers, or if you got a Kindle device yourself. All those options will be readily available to you. And I, in fact, just got information on this literally minutes before I started taping this video. This project's actually going to be coming out on ebook, hopefully here soon. My goal is to try to, like I said, try to get as many copies of this out before Halloween and before the holidays, so hopefully at a time of the year where there seems to be a spike in domestic violence, suicide attempts, many mental illnesses are aggravated due to just the social environments. Basically, all I'm trying to do is spread out as much to try to help people out. Maybe give them a little distraction from what's going on in their lives. I guess while I have your attention, I should probably touch base about a couple other projects. Some of you have requested more information about the classes I've talked about putting together. I will disclose more information once it's ready. There's early progress being done right now for the introduction class. It'll be completely free. Everybody can jump on board. But I don't want to disclose too much information until I got a better idea of what I'm looking at. With these classes, there's also a new book that's being put together that was suggested by someone very close to me in kind of response to the lack of information there is about dealing with these types of things, dealing with the supernatural. And because a lot of the information in this book will also be discussed in the aforementioned classes I mentioned, the aforementioned classes that I'm putting together, the overall, I'm deciding to put all of it under one umbrella, basically. And we're going to be calling it Project F.I.S.H. F.I.S.H is an anagram for Fransonian Investigation into the Supernatural Handbook. It's basically going to be like a guide to paranormal investigation. It's not going to just focus on demons. It's not just going to focus on ghosts. I'm going to be talking about UFOs, cryptozoology, Bigfoot, Loch Ness. Because honestly, there's not a lot of information out there about how to really push yourself forward. How to really look into these types of things if you've been dealing with it, or how to deal with it altogether. Honestly, part of the reason behind that is because most of us, even some of us who have the most knowledge behind these things, are kind of making up our rules as we go along. I don't want to use this expression, but it's essentially a bit of a Wild West. Anything goes. With this book, my goal is to try to establish some ground rules so that people who are serious in looking into these types of things, helping others, dealing with these types of things, can establish their case in such a manner to where it could help lead to bringing all this quote-unquote pseudoscience into the limelight, and not just as part of folklore, and I mean, genuinely bring it into the public knowledge. Because I'll be honest, there's a few things that I've come across due to some of the extremes I've been through that have allowed me to get some insight. Excuse me. That have allowed me to get some insight that most people don't get. I'll be honest. I know it kind of sounds like I'm tooting my own horn there, but you read my latest book, and you'll see why. You'll see why I'm saying that. Okay, it's simple as that. All right, so like I said, with Project F.I.S.H, the classes, the new handbook, I'll present more information once it's ready. All right, sound good? Before I let you go, I also want to disclose a couple of things. Coming up on my radio show, yes, we're going to start recording more episodes for that. This week, I'm kind of going into a bit of a political episode, talking about the situations going on right now with gun control and some of the political responses, some of the things that's going on with that in response to all of the mass shootings. I know it's kind of a dangerous thing. I know some of you are probably going to get offended and try to unfollow me. But how can I put this? I am trying to put something together that I feel in the long term may help society out better. Because I'm going to disclose a lot of things on the show. A lot of things that are being done in those regards in response to all of these tragic shootings. And my condolences out to everyone who's been affected. The families, trust me, I've been there. I've lost loved ones to gun violence. I understand. The fear, the sadness, the anger. I get it. And I agree that something needs to be done. But this is one of those situations where not enough of us are really taking a moment to step back to really look at everything. So, I know it's not exactly paranormal related, but it's something that does kind of affect mentality. Mentality can affect how supernatural related incidents are perceived, and maybe how they are even energized in some ways. And like I said in previous episodes, I might veer off talking about supernatural topics every now and then, because I'm the specialist of the strange, and life is just fucking strange. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Though next week, I'm going to be discussing information about the Hat Man. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the Hat Man is a shadow entity thing who appears in a more solid form than most shadow people, who tends to look like he's wearing a three-piece suit, a long overcoat, a wide brim hat. Some reports say that he has glowing red eyes or deep black eyes. Some reports say he tries to hide his face. Some reports say he ain't afraid to show off. Some have said that he feeds off the energy of traumatic events. Some have said that he just likes to watch. Some believe he might be somehow triggering traumatic events to go on. Some reports say that they felt like the Hat Man was trying to drag them to hell. And there's some reports, while the Hat Man usually stays back, there have been few reports to where he'll physically attack people. So, that being said, I wanted to go into this a bit because there's there's a case I'm working to where Hat Man seems to be focusing his attentions on a young girl. I know that I don't want to disclose too much information about what's going on with her, but I do know that there's a lot that shouldn't be going on, and it's really affecting her mentally, and that seems to be what's drawing him out. So I wanted to finally answer some questions about this guy. What does he want? What is he? Who is he? And in order to try to gather more information, try to get a bit more of a discussion on these topics going, I resorted to posting something about it on Reddit. And thanks to a tip someone provided me on that website, I may have figured out who the Hat Man is. And let's just say, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say that if that's in fact who it is, then this situation got a whole lot weirder. I'll tell you more about it on the next broadcast. I'll be next week. Let's see, this Friday's the 6th, so I'll be on the 13th. So be sure to check that out. There might be a few things that change with my radio show because I'm kind of batten down the hatches when it comes to my financial status, because I'm trying to set aside some funds to go for a change of scenery. It's going to take me a bit to get the funds together I'm going to need, so it'll be a bit before anything happens in that regard, but don't worry. Best place to listen to my show is going to be right here on YouTube, where I keep archives of everything. You can still find other channels like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Deezer, iTunes, but this is good. This is the best spot. This is the best spot. And yeah, that's everything. So like I said, more information will come out about Project F.I.S.H, the classes, the book that's going to be tied to them. More information about that will be readily available as it comes. Be sure to get a copy of my new book. If you're kind of in a tight spot financially and can't really, you're not really in a spot to where you can afford, too many, fun purchases, so to speak. I am doing a ebook release, a free ebook event this weekend. I do talk about it more on the new episode of Special So the Strange radio show, which has already been recorded. So if something new happens between now and then that's related to it, I'm not purposely ignoring it. I just recorded the episode before it happened. So let's see, get a copy of my new book. Be sure to listen in to my radio show, because the Hat Man mystery just got a whole lot more interesting. If the thread I found turns out to be legit. So, that's all I have for you today. I would like to thank all you new subscribers for joining in. If you like this freaking channel, share the videos, my friends. We need more people to join this. We need as many hands as we can get in order to start shifting things. Start making a change in this world. Start sharing everything. Share this video. Share other videos. Send your friends links to my books. Click on any of these videos that might pop up in post when they're ready. Might be a bit before those actually pop up. Subscribe, like, share. Be kind to one another. I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe.